Hey everybody, it's that time again. Let's go see if we can find some SMB shares. All right, and welcome back everyone. Today we are taking a look at SMB. Now, SMB is one of those things that sounds like you might think, what could we possibly get out of this? Um, it's it's one of those things that seems innocuous, but then you start realizing like it's responsible for file shares, printer sharing, admin shares, some domain traffic. It's a great place to go when you're doing enumeration to look for things like what shouldn't I be able to see? What is somebody accidentally left exposed? That sort of thing. So same basic setup as before. Kali lab, or in our lab, Kali box attacking a metasploitable machine. And today, what we're starting with is enumeration. Now, it's possible that an SMB configuration may lead you directly to an exploit. That's always a possibility. But what we're primarily looking for is information. What can we learn about this system through SMB? And today we're looking at exactly that. So, real quick before we get started, what is it? Well, SMB stands for Server Message Block. It shares things, like we said before, files, folders, printers, things like named pipes, inter-process communication, those sorts of things. In Windows, SMB is everywhere. Linux systems also can speak SMB using a thing called Samba, which is the Linux implementation of a Windows-style file sharing. When we find SMB on a Linux box, we're looking for Samba, and that's what we're looking for on Metasploitable today because that is a Linux box. So first thing we want to do is find out, is it on it? Is it running? So we'll get our terminal as we do, and based on our what we learned about Nmap in our Nmap video, let's do Nmap. We'll do service version, and let's do, so what we know, SMB runs on ports 139 and 445, and our target 192.168.1.13, which we found out when we were doing enumeration a few videos ago. So let's see what we come back with. Now this may fail now that I'm looking at it. Nope, never mind. I was good. Okay, so like we said before, we've got a Samba implementation running on 139.445. We got some versioning here, and that's an important thing. We're also I should mention that we told Nmap to run these scripts. That's our default scripting right here. So as we talked about, Nmap has the Nmapping scripting engine built into it, the NSE, and it is capable of running a bunch of these things that will help us get more information. And a lot of that's what we're looking at tonight is what information can we get from SMB. So this tells us a few things. We know SMB is open. We have an open state here. As we know it's Samba because it came back this way. But we need to keep finding information. What else can we discover here? Let's see if we can just connect to it. So to try to connect to it, we'll use a tool called SMBClient. We're going to give it a -L, and we need to give it a target. So we'll do 192.168.1.13, and we'll give it this -N. The -L tells us that we want to list if there are any shares, and the -N is basically saying, don't ask me for a password. Now, that doesn't sound as crazy as it is. We're basically telling it, I'm not offering a password, and if it accepts that, then we can get what's called anonymous access. We don't have to necessarily give a password to connect through SMB, which is that's a big deal by itself. But just giving it -N doesn't tell it, I'm getting in here. SMB has to agree. So let's do that first, and let's see what we come back with. Okay, so we got a few shares. We've got, and this is a thing you'll find in Metasploitable. It's got its own kind of like self-aware exploits and vulnerabilities in it. But we do see that because we can list the shares, we sent a request through SMBClient to list the shares to this target anonymously, and it gave us the anonymous login, and we can list out these things. So again, Metasploitable being emotionally honest with us here. So what are we looking at? Well, this share, the print share, is commonly used for printer drivers. The IPC is interprocess communications. You'll usually find that. Admin, anytime you see admin, it's always going to be interesting. Usually an administrative share, and we probably don't have access to it. I mean, it's always worth trying, but what we do see here is that we've got a little nod to this share here. So let's just see if we can connect to that instead. So we'll use the same tool. We'll use SMBClient, and we're going to try 192.168.113, same target as before. And this time we're going to try to connect to a particular share. So we're trying to get into this guy right here. So his name is TMP, temp, and we'll try anonymous login again. And we get a little prompt. That's cool. So that means that we can in fact connect to this share, and we can look at some of the stuff that's in here. So what else can we do? Well, can we list out what's in the share? We can. That's interesting. Another important question: can we write to this share? A writable share is a bigger deal than just a readable share. So let's see if we can do that. So let's go back over to our Kali box over here. Let's make something to put in there. Make this a little smaller. Let's do echo to create. Let's do uploaded from Kali, and we'll output that to proof.txt. And let's find out where we are. Very good. Okay. Now we've got a file that we're going to try to put in from our Kali box into this share. Okay. And if we list it out, so we know we can write to this share. So that starts opening up what else can we write to this share, and that's where you start going down the road of can we write things that we definitely shouldn't be able to write to the share. Let's see if we can. We'll do exit. Let's see if we can get into a different share. So let's try this again. 192.168.1.13, and let's just do let's do a dash in. Let's get our shares back up. And then let's see what else we can do. What about opt? So now, so we see this is what it looks like when it fails. So we get login, but then we try to access it, and you're not allowed to do that. What about IPC? We can get access to IPC. Well, let's see what's in it. Aha! So we can access it, but we can't do anything in it. Okay. What about the admin? Failed. So clearly we're being pointed in the direction of the TMP. That's what they want us to mess with. And that's good, because what they're trying to get us to understand is that we're looking for information. And there's a few other things we can do. So let's play with some Nmap scripting. We'll tell it we want a script. Let's do SMB enum shares, and we want SMB OS discovery on ports 139 and 445 at our target. And we'll just see what comes back. So we get a little bit of the same information, maybe a little bit more. So see, now we can look at the script gave us the actual shares that we can find. So there's the path to the share, there's temp, and what it's using. And when you get this information, you can do things like search exploit and just see if is there an available exploit for this particular thing. Because this, maybe there is. Maybe you find an immediate way to gain access to the machine through the version of Samba that it's using. Maybe you don't. Maybe you find just inside of the shares, maybe admin was not protected like it should have been, and you can go into the admin share. Maybe in the admin share, the admin has accidentally left one of his old passwords laying around, and now we've got a password we can try and different things. This is all enumeration. All we're doing is gathering information so we can learn as much about our target as we possibly can, so that we can have a better understanding of what we're attacking. And the more we understand what we're attacking, the more we understand the system, the better chance we're going to have at actually finding a way to get a foothold on these systems. So what did we prove? We found SMB was open. We found out what version it's running. We found out what shares it has. We found out we could connect anonymously. We found out that we can write to the temp share, and that by itself is already a security issue. And it's not because we got a shell, we got access to the machine. It's because anonymous users should never be allowed to write data to a machine. It just should not happen. So from a defender's perspective, if we were doing an engagement and we wrote this up in a report, this would be valuable information. Even if we never break into the machine, it's still valuable information to be able to say, this is not right. We need to fix this, restrict this. So that's all. SMB is pretty straightforward. It's a good thing to know. It's always a good thing to stop and take a look at. And there are other tools like SMB map that will give you a similar output. I prefer Nmap and the Nmapping scripts, and then just going directly to SMBClient to see what I can find. Hope that's helpful. SMB, always fun to mess around with. Don't forget it. Don't neglect the SMB. Thanks so much, everybody. Short video today. Hope it's still enjoyable, and I'll see y'all in the next one. If it's something that you enjoy, and this is something that's helpful for you, I would definitely appreciate a like and a subscribe if you're willing to give that. It just helps me know that this is useful and helpful for people and enjoyable content. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, watching me have some fun. I hope y'all had fun too, and I'll see y'all next time.